What is up, Internet? Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. I'm Jason DeRusha. Welcome to 734 from WCCO. Love spending this time together every day where we can catch up on the latest weather and the latest news. And we start with the weather today. A little humid to get the day started, that's for sure. It's going to be warm today, but we are watching out for a chance of some strong storms. There could be some severe storms even. So if you're planning ahead, the morning should be dry. By midday, it should be still just fine, 76. But later today, 4 p.m. this afternoon, early this evening, that's when the action is expected to get going. So definitely keep an eye to our Facebook page. Might want to download the WCCO weather app so you can make sure you get updated if there are any warnings or watches in your neighborhood. Let's talk about this. Starting today, everyone will have to wear a mask or a face covering when you're inside a publicly accessible building in the city of Minneapolis. So if you're going to a local clothing store, a grocery store, into a hotel, a government building, anywhere indoors, many places already had kind of a no mask, no service policy in place. The mayor said not looking to penalize people who just forgot their mask, but they're trying to crack down on people with a blatant disregard of the health of people around them. But we wondered what you thought about this with masks. The truth is the scientific evidence on the efficacy, the usefulness of face coverings, even in protecting other people. To say it's mixed would be generous. CDC is recommending these, though. So what do you think? Minneapolis doing the right thing? Should other cities follow suit? Let us know. Leave a comment on Facebook, on the WCCO Facebook page, and we'll share some comments in just a moment. Want to get you up to date on some breaking news this morning. There's a man who is dead after an encounter with police. The video posted to Facebook shows an officer with his knee on his neck. We're not showing that video just yet. Want to make sure that man's family is fully notified before we show what perhaps led to his death on the news. Police say it was a medical incident at first, but then they've seen the video, they've heard the reports. They already have asked the state and the FBI to investigate exactly what happened. It went down on Chicago Avenue, East 38th. Told it actually started inside a Cup Foods. There's a little grocery store there. We know the man is in his 40s. Officers are on leave of duty, so they're being paid, but they were relieved of their duty right now. We did get an update from the Minneapolis police chief and the mayor less than an hour ago. The mayor called this thing wrong at every level. The police chief said that the department will fully cooperate with the investigation. So lots of questions here. We'll be following up on this story. Latest updates on CBSN Minnesota online and in our newscast on TV today. Expect more student drivers to be out on the roads today. They've been waiting so long to get their chance to get behind the wheel, do their road test, get their license. DVS starting that up again this afternoon. They've been on pause for months. We've reported on the delays at Minnesota drivers' exam stations. And then the virus came along and shut them down. 16 locations reopened last week. They started just with written tests. Everything changes today. So if you had to cancel your road test over the last couple months, you get priority to go back and get going. You do have to wear a mask if you're going to an exam station. You could expect they'll do maybe a temperature screening or some other form of wellness screening. Casinos are reopening today. Mystic Lake and Little Six in Prior Lake will open the doors. They are run by sovereign nations. They're on native land, so they can do what they want. They want to open, they can open. They are requiring guests to wear masks. They're not going to let as many people through the doors as they usually do to make sure there's room for social distancing. If you're feeling lucky, the slots will be open. The table games will be in play, but the buffet and other sit-down restaurants will be closed. Minnesota National Guard, they had to get more COVID-19 tests. They just kind of opened up a bunch of armories this weekend and said, if you want a coronavirus test, you can get one. This weekend, those tests were free, didn't need a symptom or anything. They're like, are you curious? Come and get a test. 6 locations around the state. Spokesperson for the National Guard said all 6,500 tests were used. They had to get some more for the final day of testing. Just over 6,000 people tested for COVID-19 in the state Sunday. We don't know if those numbers use the National Guard tests or not, if those were just regular numbers from clinics and hospitals and the like. 745 new confirmed cases of the virus today. Total number in Minnesota over 21,000. Again, more than half of the people have recovered. So that's a cumulative number over the whole bit. The summer boating season is here, and as more of us have canceled vacations to get out of town, we're seeing people looking for options in the area. And boat share rentals are going through the roof. This outfit called Your Boat Club reports a nearly 300% increase in new memberships compared to this time last year. A sales soared as COVID-19 cramped spring and summer plans. Basically, the way this works is you get a membership and then you can go check out a boat. And then you just park it, someone else takes care of it, maintains it, all of this. Company has new cleaning procedures. You can see they're disinfecting boats after every use.
Spray the entire boat down and then get in and wipe the entire thing down, all the seats, all the handrails. We come through again with even a more concentrated product and spray down all the high touch areas, the grab handles, the steering wheel, the shifters, the radio control knobs, etc.
They tell us memberships in Minnesota are sold out for the summer, but Your Boat Club does still have some availability for daily rentals. And I bet daily boat rentals are going to be doing quite well this summer. You can find the information at WCCO.com. Professional baseball still on hold, but a Brooklyn Park College student said, you know what? The Twins are going to have a full season anyway.
I was just kind of sitting in my room doing homework, and I was like, you know, this might not be a horrible idea to color commentate the games they were supposed to play on MLB The Show.
Yep, pretty smart by Austin Thune, right? He said the idea hit him 3 days before what would have been opening day. Apparently a literal light bulb went above his head. I didn't see that video before. He just set this up on his PlayStation 4, so he kind of does the Twins lineup and has the Twins play the team that they should be playing. And then you can kind of set it up, and MLB The Show, you let the computer play, and then Austin does play-by-play of it. He's been posting these games on Twitter and Facebook and Reddit, and he's gaining a fan base. I tell you what, Austin's going to get a job from this, don't you think? Like, it's brilliant. He's got a little play-by-play experience. He does a nice job, too. He used to call football games for Osseo High School. Oh, you hate to see Richard Branson fail at something, right? I mean, the poor guy. Like, what goes right in his life, right? Multi-bazillionaire. Has his, used to have his record company, has his airline. His rocket company had kind of a fail yesterday. They tried to launch a test satellite into space. Virgin Orbit flew a modified 747 over the Pacific Ocean. They kind of had a problem after the rocket fired from the plane. Virgin says it's analyzing the data, and they did tweet a picture of the next rocket ready to go. But this morning, final preparations, hopefully no problems with this, right? Truly historic space launch tomorrow. We're sending American astronauts into space. They're going to lift off on a SpaceX rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This is a launch from U.S. soil for the first time since 2011. NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley arrived at the Space Center last week. Tomorrow they climb aboard SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. It's carried cargo before. This is the first time it's carry humans. When they get to the International Space Station, they'll meet astronaut Chris Cassidy, who's been in command of the ISS since last month.
Oh, it's a gigantic deal. I mean, when we retired the shuttle for very sound reasons when that decision was made, and with aims to move towards the future, and now the future is here.
If all goes as planned, that launch is scheduled to happen at 3:33 Central Time, and of course, CBS News will have a live special report at that time. And Nora O'Donnell teased that CBS Evening News tonight has a whole kind of inside look special report on this, so I look forward to that. Hey, if you haven't logged into your Netflix in a long time, they're going to cancel your account. They're getting ready to wipe out hundreds of thousands of accounts. This is really not that big of a deal, right? They're just cleaning out the servers of all the logins and all of the information for people who have not been active for at least a year. So if you've got a dormant account, you get an email. If you don't respond, they deactivate your account. I don't know why. Why do you think this has made so much news? Like, they're just cleaning out their old accounts. Who cares? Do you care? No. If you're not using Netflix, they're getting rid of your account. Like, so what?
I barely care about my own account.
Just silly. Like, I don't know. But it's been like big. It's been everywhere. Like, oh, Netflix is deleting accounts. Like, yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. All right, let's talk about masks. People have feelings about masks, and you know, I've been doing some reading on the science and talking to Michael Osterholm at the U of M, who's been kind of a big voice against face masks. But Minneapolis passed a law and said, here's what we're doing. They're mandatory. And Eric is here to tell us what you think.
A lot of people generally seem to think that this is a good move. Wendy says, I feel it was just a matter of time and we will be required to wear a mask everywhere we go publicly.
Yeah. Probably, right?
Possibly. Tamara says, I wear my mask to protect you. You wear your mask to protect me. You're desperate for the state to open, wear a mask.
I mean, I wear a mask. I do it the same thing. It's mostly to signal to others that, like, I'm being cautious. And,
Right.
But all of the research on face coverings indicates, like, minimal benefit at most.
Cindy says, I think we should have started wearing them when the whole thing started.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe you would have had more of a, even if it's a minimal benefit, if you started at the beginning, maybe it would have made a difference. Yeah.
And then Nancy says, Governor Walz should follow Mayor Fry's lead and make it statewide.
Statewide, yeah. I mean, to me, it's not that big of an inconvenience, so, like, I do it. Even though, like, the best thing you can do is stay away from people.
Some people pointed out that like, if you have asthma, it's difficult to wear a mask.
It is. And I think if you have to wear it for a long time, it is challenging. But no one's making you go out, you know what I mean? So people have options, but in Minneapolis, after 5 p.m. today, you won't. You will have to wear it, and that's the law, and it's their right, so do it. Thanks for watching. That's the 734. We'll see you back here tomorrow.